Well, hello and welcome to FPL Top Dogs Ballyhaunis. And yeah, we've had game week 1 and it was a complete unmitigated disaster. I couldn't have had a worse game week in all of Christendom, including Thiago's missed penalty, Ballard 0 points, Bruno blank, and Mbumo playing out in the right wing blank, Lament blank, 2-0 totally destroyed me. And it was just a complete disaster. Liverpool messing up 2-2. No Virgil, bullet header, no clean sheets, nowhere, nothing. Just complete unmitigated disaster. So let's just get into this. Yeah, all best laid plans up in smoke. And do you know how hard it was not to press that wild card? Like never mind Bruno blanking and never really getting in the game. Tillemans there just completely swamping out. It's like two Brunos and they end up just doing nothing. Two Siamese fish fighting over the same space. Dorgu on the left should never be anywhere near that team. It's way too soon for Dorgo. What was wrong with Cunha on the left? What was wrong on Mbumo up as number 9, up top as he was all pre-season? And what's wrong with having Rashford on the right or Ahmad or whoever? But Michael Carrick, he completely messed the whole thing up. And throwing in Santos in midfield as well is a complete joke as well. He's barely at the club and far too young, and he's throwing these guys in, including Tillemans. Sometimes you have to kind of ask yourself, is there a reason why clubs like Villa and Brighton now, who are absolutely loving life, seeing that Balaba's off their books now. He's had a stinker for like a whole year. He all is good for. I listen. I give up, man. I give up with this United stuff, man. I really do. Game week 3. I'm gonna the long haul and the short of this little monologue at the beginning is that about 100 times I was about to do the wild card. I was setting up the team. I got rid of everybody except João Pedro, one or two others, and I don't know. I just kept looking at that way I'm set up in game week 2, and I'll show you in a minute. I liked it to have to give Sunderland another crack. Lafay, complete joke, completely overrated this guy. Hinselwood was the man, the 2 goals. You know, and I was mooting with getting Dewsbury Hall in as well. I had him in a draft here and there. Seriously was considering him, but I just wanted to save the 0.5 and went with like I didn't want the Grove thing. And yeah, there you go. Every game week, it always seems to be those sort of players that completely destroy FPL, like De Kuiper for Bruggen, and who else? Who else is destroyed this weekend? Hinselwood. And destroy, and if you're either on these guys that destroy the weekend, then you're done. And it's shaping up to be exactly the way last season was, where there's just no way of knowing or predicting where to go. Anyway, Bruno blanked, Haaland eventually blanked, but he looks good. So the road to beating Andy from Let's Talk is in complete tatters. But as I said, I'm going to keep the faith. I don't know how I didn't press that wild card, especially after Thiago missing the penalty. And I fancied Brentford to beat Spurs. I really did. In my Sun Dream team, I've got Shada and I've got Dango Altara and I've got Thiago captained. So it wasn't as if I didn't feel that win coming. It wasn't a surprise. I even backed Brentford to win 2-0, but it was 3-0. But on my FPL team, I've only got Thiago. But then again, the other 2 didn't bang, did they? It was all about this Sangare, and Sagari banged. So he was another one. People like and what's his name again? Ross from FPL Raptor. He had Hinselwood, and yeah, he banged with him, and he had Sangara. So these professionals, these amazing heroes. Look at Andy from Let's Talk. He has the Kuiper on the bench, 24-point bench boost. Game over, man. Game over. You can't. These guys. And do you know the beauty about Andy from Let's Talk? People moan and moan and moan. Oh, you're so lucky. You're jam. You're poxed. You're all. And he just says, well, you need to have luck in the game. You need. It's all these absolutely brain dead sort of tropey sort of one-off sentences that it's just offloading all. Oh, just lucky. Oh, you need luck to win the game. Oh, there you go. It happens. Whatever. Yeah, it's really he really doesn't bite to anything, and he's so irritating. So I'm not even going to look at overall rank this season. I'm feck it. I'm only looking at how many points am I behind Andy, and I'm focusing on minus 31 points. I'm 31 points down on Andy from Let's Talk, which is absolutely mind-blowingly devastating. I can't believe it. One game week and it's all my whole plan of wildcarding into his team and being ahead. This is basically what I've concocted. Road to catching Andy from Let's Talk. Now I know Desi up in New Zealand. He's got the road to 66. Well, I have the road to catching Andy from Let's Talk. And as you can see, he's got 77 points in game week 1, and De Kuiper was the hero. I hope you can see this now. I just want to double check. No, I have to add to the stage. It's a real annoying quirk of this StreamYard thing, is that you go into your whatever tab you want to share, but you actually have to click it into the stream. So now you can see 77 points, 24-point bench boost, and 17 points of that is the Kuiper, and 6 is for Bruggen. 1 is from DCL, and 0 is from Ballard. So he's gonna say, we're all saying here, you're absolutely poxed, you're absolutely jammy. Like Villa went 1-0. Well, they went the man down and they just gave up the whole thing. 4-0. Ollie Watkins will never play for Villa again. I don't blame the lad. I don't blame him at all. He's been absolutely sorry for my language, but he has been shat on by Unai Emery, being left out of big championship semi-finals or quarter-final games for what was his name again? John Duran, whatever his name was, and being left out. Even Marcus Rashford coming in on loan after only a couple of weeks, and then he's already displacing Ollie. Ollie's been absolutely. I'm absolutely delighted. I hope that guy goes to Saudi, makes all this money, because you can see Ivan Toney. Did he get more minutes than Ollie? Did Ollie even go to the World Cup? I think he must have. But Ivan Toney got minutes from Saudi Arabia. So let's go to Saudi Arabia. Ollie's 30. Might as well do it, man, because you got no respect, you got no love, you got no nothing from that dude. And that dude, Unai Emery, will not be at Villa. I'm really enjoying this stuff, mate, at Villa. It's called karma. So 77 points, 24-point bench boost. It's an absolute joke. One player made this whole thing, and okay, if you look at that, it's 53 points. So he would have been only about 12 points ahead of me. It was that bench boost in the Kuiper that saved his game week. And then we had to sit and watch Hal. I'm seriously thinking about not captaining or doing anything on a Friday night or, or a Saturday 12:30 kickoff, because the hell you go through if your captaincy blanks and you have to wait all the way till Monday, like this weekend against Chelsea. Now, thank God I had João Pedro. So I made 11 points on 35% of the game. So I'll take that. So I'm about 6 million. Well past six. Well south of 6 million. So it's going to be a long, slow. I'm going to do the bench boost next game week, so we'll see if I can claw this back by game week 5. See when he wild cards, and then look. I doubt it. I'd be lucky to be 10 points anywhere near Andy by game week 5. I really would. I suspect he's going to be wild carding around between 5 and 7 over here. So I have this time to see if I can consolidate and try and get somewhere near him before I wild card into him. And then I have a stress-free life. No more making decisions. I'll just sit on Andy, whatever. If he makes a mistake, or say if there's another storm in Ireland or something goes wrong, I'll wait for that. I might make some sort of a gain on him, and I'll just sit because I'm done now. I'm done with this game. No more stress. I've had hell. It's only Tuesday evening, and I have had hell since Saturday, since that blank. I'm mentally scarred watching Man United in that second half. So I'm not going to go through that again, ever again, never again. I'm just going to sit on whatever. Andy knows best. Like Andy is a god and genius. Like, sorry, this blasphemy, Lord Jesus Christ, but he isn't a god. But he's not far off one in FPL, and I give up now. You have to be completely nefarious now in regard to this. Oh, it's not right. Oh no, it's terrible. Oh, how can you play the game like that? I can't. There is loads of influencers that are pressing FPL review. There's Solio. There's all your rubbish, right? Um, there's all your rubbish that people are pressing buttons. They're going on Twitter and they're looking at this and that. So I don't care a monkeys, man. I'm done. I'm doing all what you're doing, but I'm just being a goalie, and I'm done with it, man. And then I'd be able to save my emotions, chill out, and just get on with my life, and just watch all Andy's stuff and see how he's thinking, and then just copy, and then just have a nice life, really. And if something goes wrong, I blame him. Simple. There you go. It's all done. So we'll see how we get on here. So wildcarding into his team when Andy wildcards, no matter the delta. So even if I'm 36 points down, still, listen. By game week 7, it's very likely I could be 70 points down, maybe 100 points down, the way I'm going with this crack, with Andy. So there's really no point wildcarding into Andy, at that stage. It's just like I'm just gonna have to just chance it. Well, if I'm only like 5 or 10 points, 15 points down on Andy by 7, or whenever he wildcards, then I'll just wildcard into him, and then I'll wait for him to make a mistake, and then hopefully I can improve my rank then, because the last 4 years it's been 2.1 million, 1.2 million, 801k, and then last year was 1.1 million. So I can't play the game that you know. I give up. I can't play the game. I have 4. This is the 5th year, and it looks like I'm going to be another 1 point something million player. So I can't do that anymore. I'm just going to offload all the stress, all the emotion, all the thinking, NPC job all the way. Why are you picking an Andy? Well, I want to beat this guy for a change. I want to beat him every single year. I only play this game now just to beat this thing with the shiny head and with all the platitudes and these one-liner stuff, cliches. Oh, you're overreacting. Oh, you need luck to win the game, and a smirk and a smugness. You know, yeah. Well, um, He's got a right to be, but it's frustrating to see this guy absolutely loving life. Is 79 million after game week 1. Is he going to win it this year? Right, that's enough of the saltiness and the bitterness. Let's see the disaster. Um, Double check. So that's the team. So yeah, okay. So nearly 7 million down, 6.8 million. So that was it. I thought it was a good team. Uh, of course, Andy had Tavalis, and there you go. There's not a lot there. Zhao's missed his penalty. Rubbish on the bench. But for game week 2, I'm just gonna do nothing and just game. I'm just gonna bench boost game week 2. I really looked into wildcard and 2, but there's no point. Um, there's completely no point in doing that. Why? You can just go into pick team. Well, you deserve it, for calling your team Guru 17, Christy Nick. You deserve this. It's karma. It's true. You call karma, you deserve it. Yeah, you deserve what you get. That's the way this world works. You call life out, you get done. So yeah, look, I can't see. I'm just gonna go with it. It should be all right. It should be fine. Well, will Sunderland bounce back from the Ipswich disaster? I was really convinced that Sunderland would turn up and hammer them, but apparently they've signed virtually nobody, and they've got Europe now, and apparently they're going to go the pot. So I can't wait to get off these guys, and hopefully soon I can. I'll be benching them all anyways after game week 4 and 5. So yeah, just have a slug of water. Yeah. So yeah, I think Bruno and Bumo, Virgil. I think it's fine. How can you wildcard out of this team? And spent a month devising this and having to look 5 game weeks in advance, and it's just no point. So I think I'm hoping patience will will be something. I just don't. I think I've not had patience. I've always overdone it, and all. I wouldn't say overacted with with game weeks. When somebody blanks, and then I just rip it all up and I go another way. And I think I've realized that I'm chasing points, and it's like gambling. You feel, oh, I would have picked that player. Oh, he's banged, and then the next week you want to pick that horse again. Oh, you want to pick that horse because you knew it won last week, and then it doesn't do anything, and then you get off, and then it's just like musical chairs, 38 game weeks long. I'm just not doing it. So just gonna stick. This should be fine. It should be fine. Thiago, I hate the guy, really do. Last season, so many times he got braces. I was never on him at the beginning. Of course, it was that's an example of allowing last season to overly haunt you going into next season. I should never had this dude. Although Thiago got no points, but DCL got 1 point, so it wasn't a disaster. I was thinking of DCL, of course, or Robbie, but neither of them did anything anyway. Um, and Isak's done nothing anyway, so I didn't see the game, but he's on very thin ice. It looks like in game week 3 when United are away to Everton. I know Isak will have Ipswich away. I'm thinking I've got enough money in the bank, 3.5 million or so, and I can just get in Haaland and Semenyo and leave it at that. Andy's got Semenyo. We'll have a quick look at Andy's team. Might as well share this tab and get this going. Yeah, so hopefully you can see this. Raya with 6 points, Calafiori with 9, Maguire with 1, Nico Williams 2. It didn't really bang much as well. If you look like it wasn't a complete massive win here. It was just that bench that destroyed it. So and look, I'm not going to get a 24-point bench with 3 Coventry and 1 Hull, like, I know that. The only way that can happen is if but we've seen the state of Hull, they're gonna score. They're a brilliant team. They're just we'll have to see if Coventry have the energy levels to come back from that 3-0. But Hull have just trounced United 2-0, and they have that experience and that euphoria going away to Coventry, and they'll feel they'll be able to do them, and they'll have McBurney, who's absolutely on fire, and I think Wright is missing for Coventry. So there's only Sims. I'm not sure if they have a new striker in yet. I think they have, but I'm not very confident also. I'm only looking for a bit of DEFCON, and I don't know, Slater to get an assist. Be lucky to get 10 points of that bench boost, but it will be something anyway. At least to be over and done with down the way. So Andy's team didn't massively bang either. Like I have Savazolai. I'm not, like I have Zhao. It was just 36 points. So he's got 12 points on me here anyway. It's just frustrating, the whole thing done and dusted. People say, oh, he's a full-time influencer. Oh, he that's all he thinks about. Can you imagine, like, what did Andy do and when did he go professional? And when was this his only income? And I have a funny feeling it was possibly maybe only 5 or 6 years ago he went pro. So I'm beating myself up when I've got 2 jobs. I'm barely able to get 8 hours off a day. Usually it's only 6 hours, 5.5 hours sleep. Then I have to do these pods because I want to do them. And then I have to think about all this and that. But I have no excuses because I can listen to podcasts when I'm at work. So I feel like I can get at the content and I can get the information. But I suppose it's different, a different sort of energy and mind expense when you can sit at home on your couch and have the wife bringing you in dinner and coffee, and then you go out for a walk in the park and you can think like logically and and Andy isn't the biggest chancer or risk taker. He plays the game very, very boring actually. So how he can sit at home and not do something exciting and still get where he's going, that's his superpower. Is he can sit at home, think about the whole things he can do, and end up just rolling. And that's the reason why he's the best of the best, really. Because I don't know how it's just like he can tune out. I think he possibly tunes out of the whole thing, and it is work to Andy. So when he's at home and he's doing his thing, that is his work because he's making money out of it. He's making a living. And when he does go out with the wife and the whole lot and watches the game or something, he's actually not at work. He's having just fun. He's not thinking about FPL. So that's possibly, that's the psychology of it. Whereas when I go home, I'm tired, I'm stressed. You got to do all your bits and pieces. But I still feel I I have what he has full time thinking wise because I do listen to a lot of the pods. But I suppose it's I'm not at all. I don't think I'd want that life anyway. I don't think I'd want to sit at home. Okay, the money's come in and whatever, but I feel valuable and that I've done something and I am something as well. When you go to work and you're doing what you're doing, I'd rather have that sort of life and a purpose and all that, and not just being influencer there and this and that and what else? I suppose you develop hobbies of some sort or whatever. But that's enough anyway. So I can't really do anything about Andy until I keep an eye when he's doing his wild card because I just have to go my own way with this team. And we're just going to have to see then, where am I in game week 2 with my bench boost. And I'm hoping and praying that I have at least a -20. I doubt it anyway. Arsenal have got Villa away. Arsenal have Villa away. What have I? I've just got Calafiori. He's got what's it? Salas, and he's got DCL, who's at home to Brentford. And I've got a head-to-head match with his DCL with Thiago. What else? I've got Virgil in there. He's got Raya. You'd think that United would get the clean sheet against Ipswich, but no, there's no guarantees. It's the Prem. So no guarantees. Everyone's impossible, especially the, really this season's really shaping up to the same as last year, where you can't predict anything and everybody can beat anyone. And like, look how close Newcastle were to Liverpool. Look at Bournemouth the other day, 1-0 up for ages. Then, of course, City get the goal back, and then bang, City win. It's a complete farce. You let one goal in and you're 2-0 up, you're going to lose anyway. That the psychology is insane, man. Seriously, you know, and Bournemouth without all their best players, no Senesi. Look, Semenya's gone. They've lost loads of players, and they're still able to. And Tavernier comes up with his goal as well, and they still find a way to give City a good crack. But I suppose if there was any chance to ambush City, it would be like what Arsenal did in the Community Shield. It's early on, I suppose, especially without Pep Guardiola there anymore. You got Maresca, so until they kind of figure out what they're doing, there's a bit of jiggery pokery in their squad with Savinho gone to Spurs now. And it looks like the other dude, Marmouche, will go to Spurs, and they'll be looking, for cover in certain areas. So it's a little bit of change, and we'll see. So that's really all. We'll have a quick look at the Christian Nick now. I'm not going to be doing the live FPL anymore because the website's too clunky. Like, there's too many ads. It's too awkward. So I'm just going to go into the actual FPL site and go into one of these, teams that I like the look of. So Farah Tismondo, or Zimbabwe Irish rugby fan. I don't know where he lives now anymore, but he's obviously clicking in. I would have no way of contacting him if he wins this, so we'll have to see. Now, Dave Martin, my mate, he's decided to call his team the English Ironworks, and he said he's picking all his players that played in the World Cup, as many as he can, because West Ham got relegated. So as you can see, he's got no team. He's not doing any team badge. He's just doing the English Ironworks. So, and it worked. 75 points. He done his bench boost, and as you can see, it didn't really work out there. 1, 2. So that's that's a bench boost with 4. Ollie Watkins is the big letdown. So it's hard to know, but it's a terrific score anyway. 75. He captained Saka. So as you can see, it's all English. Gahey, O'Reilly, as many as he could. Rice, Anderson, Rogers. Okay, he had Watkins, but he'll have to go now. So that was the psychology, and this is a team without Bruno or Haaland, but we'll see how that lasts anyway. Are we expecting Bruno and Haaland to have complete stinkers still? Yeah, it's early season, and yeah, possibly. You know, both of them from the World Cup. Bruno's not right, and I don't know how United are going to fix that result. It's a good job they don't have any Europe, but there's a lot of work in that United team to get that. Dorgu cannot play. He cannot. I am seriously. It's just. Oh, he was offside. He was committing fouls. He got booked. Absolutely out of his depth. Okay, so that was my opinion of him. So Rory Harford, the Mission Harford, 73 points. Let's have a crack what he's been doing. Oh, he done a bench boost as well. So, his bench boost is a lot better. 8, 16, 20-point bench boost. So you can't go too much wrong. But a lot of 1s and 3s. I think it evens out. It's just I think a bench boost is more of like a safety pick where you're not sure who to play, and it gets you loads of options on a good game week. So, is there a possibility I don't play the bench boost in game week 2? Because it's not very sexy, is it? I'd rather have what, Rory's done here. He's got Gomez, Ayer, brilliant results. O'Shea's probably the best of Ipswich. And yeah, that was a very clever bench boost and done well. What has he got? He's got both the Haaland and Bruno options there. Next, Fergie Walsh, 73. Let's have a look what Great Guns has done. Good game week rank. He's not done any bench boost. Oh, he had that whole lad. He scored the goal as well. I think it was the header. I'm not sure if it was the header or the. Oh, I don't care. It's just bench boost with Dovin. That's a bit of a strange one. Why? Why? I suppose Calvert Lewin. You'd be looking for something like Calvert Lewin on the bench, possibly. So that's okay. 16-point bench boost is fine. It doesn't matter really. It's 16-point bench boost. And he's got Bruno and no Haaland. Yeah, that's what I've gone. I've gone that way as well. Captain Odegaard has he's an Arsenal fan, of course. That's very brave, very brave. Happy clicked into his team there because that's really cool. 6.5. Yeah, it looks like he could be the best enabler you could possibly have in that midfield. So it looks a very strong midfield. And Havertz, okay. So when is Gokra going to take any minutes off Havertz? We're not sure, but Havertz is by far the best option up front for Arsenal. Calafiori is the best defender, and Pickford brave, and he's trying to possibly mitigate a bit of hand with these two, but they didn't bang. So yeah, okay. So we can just flick down a few more. I'm not going to go into everyone's. It's only game week 1. Dara Hunton 72 in 6th. James the Mave Lions. So I have to have a look at what the Mave's done. Has he gone with the template? He never does he? Oh, Sangare. Yeah. 71. No bench boost. Fair enough. Something's up with Sar. What? I don't know what's going on with this guy, Sar. Groin injury. Yeah, a lot of people went with Sar. Bummer. So possibly, I'm not sure if Sangari or somebody would have came on, or Barry or whoever, but somebody came on anyway for Sar there, I would say, because he would have started Sar, I'd say. So yes, very good. White, Odegaard, yeah, very good. Yeah, it's always interesting. That team really banged. So there you go. If this sort of game week materializes for the Mave every game week, he's winning FPL hands down because this is the sort of maverick pick he does. You know, Sangari is a maverick pick. Odegaard's a maverick pick. Barry is crazy, mental maverick pick. Ben White's not, he's not gone for Calafiori. Yeah, see what I mean? It's just like complete maverick, and he got Keller on the bench. Good keeper, so happy I clicked in there. Good stuff from the Mave. So the Mave is in its 7th. Sim Sebastian, I don't know who that is. Joe Braid in 10th, 86 points. It's not going to go into too many of these. Ivan DeMello, very good, in 15th, 64 points. Let's have a look here. Oh, has he done his team badge? Okay, that's his team badge with the cow or the ox. He must like his meat. So yeah, he went for the Haaland thing. Fair enough, but Sangara's. See, that's the thing about what I'm trying to explain about the game week. It's just like last year. You have 1 or 2 or 3 the bangers, like a De Kuiper, a Sangara, a João Pedro, or Hinselwood, if you have any of them bangers, then you're getting like cricket scores. But all the rest of us who don't have these guys, we get nothing. So it's like some sort of lottery. Like FPL has turned into some sort of godforsaken lottery where you pick you got like 102 numbers and only 6 are going to turn up. You're against the odds already. So that's the whole thing about. I'm not going to go into any more of this now. I'm kind of done now. So it's just a rant mode now. Yeah, so it's just like some sort of a lottery, and your numbers come up or they don't come up, and then the rest of us are all absolutely crying into our beer until the next game week. So I'm done with that. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not taking any more responsibility for my FPL play or whatever. I'm just going to stick to the plan till game week 5. Then we have the international break for 3 weeks, and then I haven't watched any FPL content since listening in on the deadline stream of Andy's Raptors and FPLG unit. I haven't seen. I refuse to watch any of it. I've got a 41, and I can't be watching people sitting there smug. I predicted Sangari. I predicted De Kuiper. Oh, I've got Hinselwood. I'm not having it, man. You can have it. I'm not watching it. So until I get some form of redemption in game week 2, then I might have a look at it and see how everyone else is getting on. But I'm not going to go through the psychological torment and emotional abuse that's out there ready for me to absolutely cringe on. I'm actually going through, I've got Spotify here. And for the last 2 days, I've been going through my audiobook. So, what am I on now? June, the Duke of Caladan. So I'm going through this audiobook, and I'm through the 47th chapter in the last 2 days. So that's going to continue on for the rest of the week. Got the Sun Dream Team going on as well, so I'll have a crack at that. I'm doing well on that, and there's all the EFL round 2 games, all those Prem teams that aren't in Europe, like Spurs and Chelsea. And imagine Spurs are playing Charlton in round 2 of the EFL. Chelsea are in this as well. It's amazing. Like the teams who missed out in Europe. Brentford, did they miss out in Europe? I think they did. So it's not too bad an idea to actually have some of these teams. I wouldn't go near Spurs anywhere near at the moment because they've got so many guys in. They've got Tonali in, Senesi in, Andy Robertson in, Van Heck. They're going to have Savinho in. They're going to have Marmouche in. It's just there's somebody else in, Mateus Fernandez. All these guys in, including Martin Dubravka, they've nearly got a full team that they can play. And how are they all going to gel? It's just not enough. There's not enough time. And a lot of these were coming back from, well, Tonali didn't have preseason. He's Italian. But you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a really good summer off for a lot of these. So I'm not going to go there. Double Spurs fence wasn't the way to go, was it? Above average guys, was it? You can have your Kinski and Van Hex. Yeah. Sit and watch, man. For me, it's hilarious. So yeah, that's about it. I've shown you the crack now. I'm just gonna wait. Be patient. Keep to my book. Spotify music. And keep away from FPL content. This is all I'll be doing. And then you'll see me next Tuesday for a game week 2 rant. I don't need to. Yeah, at the bottom of the screen here, you've got the Christy Nick Pub Fantasy League and the King of the Travelers League. Now, the King of the Travelers League is done now. We have had our numbers. I think we've got about 26, 24 in the group. So that's very, very good. That's a very good number. So that's closed. So I should actually go on the thing and close this. I can do that now, to be honest with you. But you can still join the Christy Nick. I'll just put in brackets until game week 6. Now I don't know if your points get added in the league. So say if you're on 400 points, I think you start off on 0 points, whatever league you join. That's the catch, I think. So you're already going to be down quite well down if you join now. But click in now, and you can then click in for next year. So FPL Top Dogs, the Guru, game week 1, 41 points disaster. Subscribe on Vince Wega 171074. Look, I've had brilliant ranks. I have been a very good player for 10 years. In the last 4 years have been a complete disaster. So join the Christian Nick Fantasy League. That's the code there, 4NNDTE until game week 6. In game week 6, then I'm going to cut off all members because I need to keep the integrity of the league okay. You need to be in this as a right. You can't just kind of click in after game week 19 and say, "Oh, I'll win this now." I don't know anyway. I want to close it all off. You could join the league, okay, in game week 19, and you could be like 500th overall, and then you have issues of people saying, or the person saying, "Oh, I've really won the league because I've got 100 more points than the guy that won your league." No, that's not the way it's going to work. It'll never work that way, because in the league, you need to know who you're fighting, and people actually sometimes pick players or go for differentials against their main threats in a mini league. So that shenanigans will never happen in the Christie. If you're not in it by game week 6, boola bus, say la vie. You're not in it. Shinny, as they say. Yeah, it's done. But if you still join, okay, join. You can still be in the Christian Nick Cup at the end. And next season, you won't have to click in. You'll just be auto. When I renew my league, when you click in, you'll be in automatically. So do it anyway. And also, after game week 6, I'll be able to find out who's actually rejoined in the Christie. So I can get my 4 leagues up: the Top Dogs League Division 1, the Underdogs League Division 2, which I'll be in. Unless 4 or 5 players haven't rejoined, I'll keep my place in FPL Top Dogs because of lack of numbers, because of my position in the league last year. And if like 4 or 5 players haven't clicked in from last year or given up, then I'll filter back into the top league. So that's what I'm hoping that'll happen. And so you'll know more in game week, at the end of game week 6. I'll do the FPL Top Dogs League 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, we can have, just before I go, I'll have to make sure that I click this thing in, because that's what happened the last time. Right, this is clicked in. So share it, yeah. So I've gone to the league, and I can just see how many is in this thing. Right, so well, I've got 50. I'm hoping for a plus 80. I've only got 67 in the league. Wow. Now, I did hear a lot of people have not been rejoining this year. I know, I'm not going to mention names, but I definitely know 4 or 5 that said they're not doing it. They need a break. It's a shame, really. You know, they want to see well how I go and how life will be and this and that, and I couldn't get them back in. I have been trying. So the league numbers are down this year. So we won't have. Looks like we probably won't have a we won't have a puppy league now because after 60 players, 20 in each league, whatever league has numbers like there's only going to be 7 players in the puppies league, so that's just going to be the dog tag league because it's not enough numbers. That's just like a numbers that refill. It's it's possible some of these guys will actually be in the league anyway, but some of these might have joined this first season joining, so they'll automatically be in the lowest league that there is. And at the moment, that's like the puppies league, but that's only going to be like just a fillers league, which means nothing. Uh, yeah, it's a shame now. Numbers have gone massively down. Yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. Then this might be a good year to try and win the Christie Nick. Um, let's have a quick look in the NOS. I'll have lost my not thing anyway. I know that. Who have I lost to? I've lost to. I don't know who. Oh, Owen, yeah, Owen Collins. Okay, the Bannerman dummy. I expected that. So one of the worst scores ever. But as you can see, we got a good load of names in here. Standings. So you get 3 points for a win. 1 point for a draw. So we've got good 24 in there. But I'm actually happy with the King of the Travelers League. We did have 38 players once, which means you played a new person every game week, which was brilliant. But this year you'll be playing by some sort of random setup. You could be playing a hard player twice, and somebody else who wins it will probably could play an easy player twice. So it's not as pure as the one we had a few years ago. Uh, but yeah, that's all we need to kind of can wrap it up now, and we'll leave it at that. But thanks for joining me. A bit of a salty, bit of a kind of sour grapes thing, and drink my tears, all this and that. But I'll keep going, keep fighting for the road to beat Andy. Um, absolute disaster, complete disaster, and I just don't want to do this. Putting so much energy in this game for virtually nothing back. So I think I'll only be playing the game this sort of nefarious way from now on, where I can just try to get to somebody's wildcard ahead, wildcard in, and then just watch all their content for the whole thing and just click and just do it. Loads of people are doing FPL review, clicking in, doing all these optimize, doing all these suggested. They do all their AI. They've got all their subscriptions, and they just copy so many. Well, yeah, I'll do it my way. I'll do a unique way of jumping on someone and get a rank back. So this is a massive experiment this season. So I'm on my own until game week 5 or whenever Andy wildcards. And just depends, as I said, if I'm 15 points or somewhere in around, I'll wildcard into him. But if I'm 20, 30, 40 points down, it's kind of like you're kind of done. It's going to be hard to get them points back. It's impossible to get them points back unless you jump on a lucky one like the Kuiper, or you get something absolutely blessed and you can just jump out. And if you get that blessed call on a player or something that goes Lula, then you just get rid of him and then wild card in. If I get pox and they get fluky with something, and if even it's just 1 point ahead of Andy at any stage, done. Finito. Now he's already used his bench boost. That's a double ching. I don't have to use my bench boost game week 2. Because I will begin to have cover, hopefully, in the future for these dudes. But at least they do play. But like they're going to have terrible players, terrible fixtures. Like Hull has bad fixtures. outside the Coventry away. I think Coventry have Brighton at home in a couple of game weeks' time. I think it's game week 4 or 5. And I could, in theory, play them against Brighton. But Brighton in that form? No way. No way. Brighton top of the league? No way. They're going to get hammered. So I can't really rely on that strategy. So I think the best thing to do is to try and chase that bench boost in game week 2. Claw back a few points against Andy. I bet you it will only be 5 points I'll claw back, and I'll be just still 25 odd down in Andy. But I really am hoping and praying I can get to knock 15 points off him in game week 2. I'm going to be wildcard against Semenyo and Haaland, and maybe differential might nick another 5 points off Andy. And game week 4, I'll definitely have Morgan Rogers for Mbumo. And just see if I can clip something off Andy. So by game week 7, I'll tell you, it would be amazing. I would love it, as in the spirit of Kevin King. I would love it if I just do them. Just do them. Do Andy. I would love it. Anyway, that's all. The guru out, guys. Take care. Have a great game week. I'm taking the rest of the week off FPL. Look after yourself. Sayonara.